Hello and welcome to the Pilot Review Show. That is our new intro that we have from here on out. Hopefully. And I got some echo going on somewhere. There we go. So that is going to be our new intro that we got from now on here and out. Going to be doing that at the beginning of the YouTube videos. It's going to be something I'm not going to do on live here anymore. It's going to be one of those things that we add in after the fact, so that it becomes more of a trademark thing that's there, namely due to the fact that it sets it off a little bit, and I'm not sure if I want to be playing that every single time. Just be prior to the show. We'll see how it goes, though. See how I like it, how much I want to make it live. But I am Scott Ross. This is the Pilot Review Show. And joining us today as a special guest who submitted in a video is we got Ernest.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
So, just out of curiosity, Ernest, you submitted us a nice little video of your PathFinder here. That's a torpedo build as well. What are you trying to do with this build?
Basically, I'm trying to see how much I can do with the Pathfinder and trying to push out as much as I can through the science abilities. And I'm basically using the secondary abilities from the torpedoes to help me with my damage more than the actual kinetic slam from the torpedoes.
Okay. So you're doing a little bit of combination of the torpedo build, but the main focus is with the science skills.
Yes.
Okay. Definitely understand that. Just one of the things that, actually, from what I understand, torpedoes and science goes along quite well.
Yeah, 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 we do.
So let's go ahead and start. There's a few things I did notice in your video. I mean, if you're hitting 47K like the video indicates, you're doing quite well by yourself. But there's definitely some room for improvement that I've seen in the videos that we'll talk about as we go along things.
Yep, that'd be great.
Obviously, we got the initial starting phase, so this must be an organized group where everyone's calling out when they're ready, instead of a pug group, so that everyone isn't going at this time when they feel like they want to go.
Yeah, I think this is run with the NK channel.
You got some high numbers there. I'm seeing that already. Some of the high crits.
Yeah.
One of the benefits that I have, and this is what I like that you're doing on your build here, is you got chemosite on there, which on torpedoes, chemosite, what happens is it automatically launches the chemosite explosion.
Yeah, unlike I think with beam weapons, there's just a chance, and forks it's 100%.
Yep. Now, one thing I would recommend here, and this is one of the things that might have helped sped up the run here, even though you got torpedo spreads that you can be doing and launching off, is I would actually be focusing more on these generators instead of the transformer here.
Okay, yeah,
So that's just one thing that will help out with taking them down, because you're not running like back-to-back fire at wills with your beams being your max thing that's going on. If you're doing fire at will, you can get away with targeting the transformer and be just fine. But you got torpedoes, so and only got one torpedo spread, so you need to make sure that you're hitting the generators first before you go off on everything else.
okay. This funny, I was expecting the generators to go down faster in this one. That's why I was
Yeah,
focusing on that transformer.
I would have made the first target that I go after um the generators, because you get to them first,
Yeah,
and you can start launching torpedoes at them, which will take a moment or two before they get to them anyways.
yeah,
And obviously, you're doing the typical control here, like most science builds do, of keeping the nanites away from it for a longer time. And it looks like you did a torpedo spread in that launch too?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Uh, the plasma torpedo to keep them stuck there.
Yep. That's the plasmonic emission one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Which is a good one to use for that type of situation here. Now, I'm not strong exactly in the science builds of side of things, but is there a trait that's similar to the go down fighting for science?
No, there isn't one.
So it doesn't have like something that goes down after you go down to below 50% damage?
No, it's just a fleet support for me,
Okay.
which I failed to launch.
Yeah. You could also be using your sensor scan there too a little bit more than you are. And once again, like I said, maybe targeting those generators a little faster would help make things a little bit faster for your team as a whole. Because you got torpedoes that's hitting, they're going to be doing the raw damage right off the bat without any question.
Yep.
Let's gotta adjust a couple things for Twitch here. Sorry for those on Twitch that's seen a little bit of a display here. I gotta. There, that should do. So one thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is moving your camera around quite often. It helps know what there is around and know where your targets are too, so you don't have to suddenly be looking around when you're got nothing to shoot at.
Yep.
Do you have the point blank skill yet?
No.
Does the other question I guess I should ask is does that even work in torpedoes? That's the other thing I'm not sure on.
I'm
The
not
answer
sure
would be
either.
no.
Hey Odin, how's it going?
If you know, funny, everybody keeps accusing me of showing up anytime somebody talks about torpedoes.
You just did. You just did.
It did.
Hey, that works out though. I'm glad you're showing up here because this is actually a build that's more to your heart, I think.
So what kind of chaos are you causing now?
I'm not causing the chaos.
I know you. You cause chaos. You don't do it pretty.
For those who don't know, Oden Knight here is a torpedo user. I've actually asked him to join us specifically for this show here because it is about torpedoes and this build here. So he'll know more about some of the things than I will specifically. This is a torpedo science build, so you know, Odin.
Indeed. In anything in torpedoes, especially if you have any primary or secondary with intel, even if you have flanking, if your primary kinetics, you always want to go to the side that has the weakest shield and force it down. It
Yeah.
will give you more damage versus if you get a flanking bonus.
Yep.
I see.
Now, if you're heavy psi and then your torpedoes are just there to supplement your damage, then you want the flanking bonus. You do whatever damage you can there, and then the torpedoes just kind of fill in the gap for you. But if you're heavy psi with arc gens, you want the pep, which is shield bypassing anyway. So you definitely want to have the flanking bonus there for you. And
Yes.
let me pretty much everything else after that is just to flavor. So
Yeah, so that's overall. I mean, you got a very solid build. I mean, if you're especially if you're hitting 47K on your runs, you're definitely doing things right. So that's one of those things that is a good thing to in your boost. But like I said, on those things, especially on the side, you want to make sure that you're hitting the generators to help take them down faster. Because as you take them down faster, obviously you increase the speed of the run, which increases your DPS in turn.
Yes.
So that's some of the things to be aware of on those cases, and that will help out. Let me link this build for you, Odin, so you have that in chat here in Google Hangouts.
thank you.
That way, in case you can't see it through here, you can at least see it on yourself. So, you're using PathFinder on this particular build, and once again, we got the bugs with Stow Academy, which is not launching, we're not showing everything properly. What is this, the third slot for the Commander Science is supposed to be here?
That would be the stabilizing resonance too.
Okay, that one right there. Okay, just want to make sure I knew what it was so that we got that going on here. Now he's got kind of a mix, half and half of beams and torpedoes on this build. I'm not sure what you do in your setup, Odin, or not.
It pretty much, if he's have it there for set bonuses or for triggering an effect, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it looks like it looks like that's what it is. Is most of these are, two of them are for set bonuses. Well, I don't see the other set for either one of these two.
The polar array at the back is for isokinetic. Yes, isokinetic cannon.
He has isokinetic.
I see that. Yep.
And
the yeah, go ahead, Owen.
No. It looked like you at least had the two-piece for the protonic arsenal. I was looking.
Oh yeah, the torpedo.
The third or not.
Yeah, he's just got the two-piece on that.
Okay. Yeah. If you don't need the, I'm just looking at it right now. Okay, anchor, that should be good there. Everything else is fine. Yeah, technically with that much crit and the change to a particle manipulator, he won't need the third piece per se, because he would get more out of particle manipulator for crit D versus the 3-piece protonic arsenal. So he's good. I mean, his build's solid.
Yeah.
The only thing I would actually change on here, now I'm a little bit lacking on my science, but is the secondary deflector one that would proc radiation?
Yeah. Yes. That's the one. It's the inhibiting science one. I actually started messing with this around myself a little bit the other day, and it is the inhibiting one. This is also the one that gives the. Whoa! Got a lot of feedback there. But it's the inhibiting one, so it gives that radiation damage on the tracked repulsors and gravimetric, the gravity wells. So he's got the right one for his particular setup. That's going to give additional damage in those ways.
Okay, my suggestion then would be to drop one of the vulnerability locators, and then get the counter command tactical console for that. Because that would give him even though it's a generic photon, the radiation damage alone would help with both the neutronic radiation, the PEP radiation, and the secondary deflector proc. And it is significant enough of a boost. Let me see, no chemosite there, but that's no big deal. If you had chemosite, the better.
Actually, he does have chemosite.
Then I see it now. I have to mouse over to see it. Then all the better that you actually get that secondary, that counter command tactical console, and replace one of your locators with it.
Yep, which is a simple
all
change.
All the better. Yeah.
And that's
Um,
gonna help out that radiation damage from the inhibiting deflector too. So that's one of the things to keep in mind.
and even with some of the more advanced, like GGA or Herald Space Advanced, or anything else coming up in the future that's going to have mobs with tons more shields, that radiation damage is going to be your lifeblood, whether you're shield slamming, whether you're just doing extra AoE damage, whether you just want to just help push a shield down for yourself or for other people. That is bueno, muy bueno. You need it. You want it. Love it.
Yep, it's one of those critical things that you want to do that will help you out, and I'll give you more DPS as well because of that factor that you're increasing the radiation and other damage as well.
And as well, until Cryptic fixes the bug with torpedo spread and conversely fire at will, where you are getting a double proc of Chemosite on launch and then on impact, that is just going to be a win-win all the way around.
Yep.
Right.
But overall, I mean, your build is very solid. It looks like you're using.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Sounds like you got people racing over there.
Street racing.
Yes.
um,
We don't have speed limits in this country.
and it looks like you're using the adapted Mako there, so you can get the what we call the poor man's leech.
No, adaptive Mako is the torpedo bonus.
Yeah, the torpedo one. Yeah.
Ah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
and he's
Yep.
got the Soulney deflector, part gens, yep, and then the radiation one, the inhibiting secondary deflector. Shields, okay, and then going back for shields, weapons, perfect, yeah, yeah. Yeah, his build is solid. All at this point now, it just comes down to piloting.
Yep.
One other question: are you a 1,000-day veteran?
Yes, I am.
Then
I just
you
got
can-
the P6.
perfect.
That
Get
is
the
a
trait to
powerful
level
skill.
5. Yeah, get the trait to level 5, and if you have other traits that you were just loving that much more, bank it for the time being. You would then want to replace your Omni Beam with one of the turrets. And that's only just for firing cycle. Even though you only have one, experimental proton weapon and a turret, probably get a crafted one with rapid. It rarely procs, but when it does, that procs or the experimental proton weapon will proc with rapid. And I wish that they actually move the cannon skills down one grade level, so you would actually have, fire at will, competing with the cannon powers, because it's way too expensive for something that already has so many penalties against it.
Yep.
Range drop off, everything else. With that said, though, you will be able to get a higher proc rate with using the cannons or the turrets versus using beams, because it's based off of the firing cycle. And that thing is nasty when you are pumping out a whole bunch of torpedoes and you suddenly have 50% shield penetration, and you're just watching all your torpedoes go to your target and start hitting for massive amounts of damage.
Now, one thing that someone on the Twitch stream is pointing out is switching out the tachyonic converter with a conducive RCS with the part generators, so that you get additional part generators as a result of that. So that might be something to consider as well, to increase your science skills and make them get boost up enough, a little bit more than what they are right now.
Yeah, that is an option. That's a valid option. If you're not worried about turn rate, then you can ditch the Tachyo for another
And
RCS with a part gen source.
And that RCS will give you turn rate just as well too, and I think it gives a little bit more if I recall.
Yeah, the only thing you'll probably lose is what
the crit H and crit D.
Yep.
And some graviton generators as well.
True.
Yep.
But otherwise, I mean, this build is solid.
Yep.
At this point, it comes down pretty much to how you spend your skill points and piloting.
Yeah,
really.
The skill points look pretty good for what they are right now. I mean, he's got the right things maxed out: part generators, graviton generators. So, I mean, overall, it looks great on as far as those aspects. I mean, it really is just a matter of some of the different combinations of things that you use. And like Odin said, is you can probably drop like have to take a look at it. You look at one of your starship traits that you may not be using as much. Um,
I actually dropped, I think, because I just got the P6 trait the other day. I dropped, I think, emitter synergy for
okay.
that. Yeah, for the P6 trait.
Okay, that'd be one of the things you might want to look at it and weigh how much exotic damage it's giving you when it stacks. Let's say it stacks only 3 times, so you definitely have to weigh that against between the two skills and see what does the better amount.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things you have to look at. You got the Omega Kinetic Sharing, which is obviously a great one for torpedo setups. Um, Looks like you don't have yet your T5 Iconian rep yet.
I do, but the last time I checked the academy, it didn't have it yet, so I
Okay,
wasn't
yeah,
able to update it.
yeah,
Yeah,
they do have it now, so that's one of the good things about that. So
yeah.
you'll be able, you should be able to use that, which will be a good difference in what you got here. But overall, I mean, just like Odin was saying, you got everything right there. Your piloting is the only thing that's probably going to hold you back. Like I said, if you start targeting and helping taking down those generators at the starts and on left and right sides, you'll increase the speed of everything that's going on for everyone else. And because you're running torpedoes, they will significantly do more damage because of that factor alone. I mean, you're talking straight to the hull of things. I mean, there's no shield that you got to worry about taking down your torpedo damage.
There is one thing I would consider kind of half going with what Scott said and half against it. If you come in initially, say you're doing a left to right run, and you're coming in on your vector towards the first transformer, you can target either the front left corner, I guess, depending on your perspective. From the player's perspective, you can target the front right corner nanite or the back left corner nanite generator and have torp spread hit that, one other target, whichever one the computer decides to give you at random, and most likely the other nanite generator. Slap it with a neutronic. That should be enough to weaken them, if not outright destroy them, based off of what you have. So
Yep.
that leaves one nanite generator up and running. And most likely that will be the front left one. Somebody has to have enough intelligence to go and take out the front left one, which will leave you with the transformer itself. The other folks will take out all the other targets. Your science will just drop them like flies. You debuff the heck out of that thing. You throw everything in the kitchen sink at it. Torpedo storm it, single shot torpedoes, trigger any other effects that happen there. You get a plus 25% torpedo damage. If it kicks over, your the weapon system synergy trait kicks over. So you just single shot torpedoes plus firing off any of your science abilities. It looks like you got a tractor beam on here, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
Yes, it's tractor beam repulsor.
All right, yeah, then yeah, you're done. I mean, yeah, this is a good game. 50K will easily be within your reach, probably even 60. In a good group, I would say 60.
yep. You'd be hard pressed to get 75 out of it, but and that's going to be in an ideal situation in which you're running with like a couple of recluses who's helping out with boosting the damage that you're doing as well.
Yeah, but even then, I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibilities. It'll
Yep.
just be extremely hard, and that, unfortunately, it's due to the mechanics of the game right now. There's
Yep.
a lot that's limiting both uh, torpedoes as well as science for PvE.
Yep.
Now, for a PvP build, you could, talk to Q-Whip, He will help you out with this. He will make you a killer PvP build straight out of what you have here right now, and you just start owning people left and right.
Yep. But you,
Uh, Oden, I got a quick question. On higher DPS runs, one of the hard things, the problems that I've been facing is that my torps don't land fast enough before they melt
he has the same issues.
I
things.
do, I
So
do, and on
yeah,
a good day, you're going to have to fly aggressively. Period.
Yeah.
When you know you're with a high DPS group, especially with Scott Ross here. Personally, I love this guy here, but dang it, son, leave me something to shoot at. Seriously,
I try to.
seriously. No, you don't. No, you don't. You go right at it. So what you literally have to do from the start, map out a flight plan in your head, plan it, plan it again, go on pug runs, live the pug life, keep going at it. Plan that same run over and over and over and over and over in your head. So when you go with these guys, whether it's left or right or 3-2, you will have your entire flight plan, your entire pathing, your reflexes, all of it coming down to the same script. And it pretty much is a script here, especially with high DPS runs. Go in here, expect this attack to happen at X number of seconds, move to the next target, X number of seconds for everything to be alive. Time your cooldowns that way. Time your refresh for each ability that way. You're going to have to fly ahead of the pack and plan accordingly.
Yep. You, you
Even
you have to get up
go
in their
on.
face.
You will not only have to get up in their face, you will have to figure out ways to stay alive with what you have right now. And what do you have right now actually here work fine for you both fore and aft. So you're coming in on a vector. You pop your psi abilities. You pop a grab well for the spheres, and the spheres are going to be your biggest source of death. So if you can master that packing in there, especially when you grab well and you start torpedo storming them, you survive those two packs, then 90% of ISA is already done for you.
Yep.
okay.
So I mean, at this point, it really is just down to your piloting. And there's not like there's a whole lot of mistakes that I saw in there. Like I said, it's basically helping taking down those generators as they're available because they stayed up way too long for you to do damage that's going to even be significant to count against making the run faster on the transformers. So that's basically it. I mean, you got everything down to the T. You're right up in their faces and everything. So
And besides, in coordinated runs, especially with fall boats, because it's fall, they're going to hit everything in the kitchen sink.
oh
One
yeah,
of your good pilots are going to park themselves literally underneath one of the the regular cubes, in between the cube and a transformer. They're going to fall everything. So you coming in and hitting at least two of the nanites ahead of the pack will make your job and their job a lot easier. So as you spread into that, hitting at least two of them, you now made that run faster by knocking those two out quickly. Plus, you're starting your damage run.
yep,
So you can either park at one point, let anchor start building up as the rest of them arrive, and then you just start throwing down science and single shot torps. And don't be afraid to just focus that transformer and start waylaying it, even if you're not doing enough damage initially to overcome the nanite generation. You are prepping your shots, your proc rates, everything else to build up so that when the last two or last one generator goes down, you're ready for your big punches, and they will start coming.
That's something I'm going to be working on after this.
yep. That's about all
Yeah.
it takes.
Yeah, if I'm going to be in game pretty much after this. I just got one other thing I want to help with my oldest daughter. If just Yeah, I heard you.
Oh, happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you, thank you. And if you're a father, happy Father's Day to you, Scott. I'm
Yep.
going to beat you up first and then wish you happy Father's Day.
Of course.
Please don't hurt me, man. Please don't hurt me.
But yeah,
Anyway,
overall, I mean, you got a solid build. It really is just down to your piloting at this point, and that's not to. I really hope that you get encouraged by this because you've got to have all the pieces in the right spots, so that all you got to do is just start hitting things perfectly, and you're done. Yeah, so everything looks great. Any questions for us? Any questions for Odin while you got him and his full undivided attention?
Oh, I just I've been toying with this for the past few weeks. I just noticed that you could actually stack a full stack of Anchored with a full stack of Pedal to the Metal.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just
That's one of the things that you're able to do is you're able to stack both of them, which is really nice. And it
yeah
helps out with the damage that you can do as a bonus because it just makes it that much more devastating.
yeah. Apparently, Anchored is not tied in with throttle. You could keep full throttle and just slam your face into something stationary, and then it stacks Anchored.
Yep. I'd like to thank you both for coming on the show here today. I would definitely appreciate you showing up for the pilot review. Thank you for your submission, Ernest. It's always nice to see a different build and different kind of way of doing things. Hopefully, this gives some of the people watching this episode that some ideas of how they can do a kinetic science build to make their game and a little more different and have a little more fun with it. For those of you who are unaware, I've done a little change on the website. If you But if you happen to want to show up on the show here to see how you can improve your piloting to become a little bit better, if you go to pilotreviewshow.com and you can click on video submissions or scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll be able to submit all the things in like Ernest has done, and you can pick out the time that works best for you so we can look at your video and see how we can help you improve. And I will pull in people that are experts in their field if I need to, like Odin here with torpedo boats, and we'll see how we can help you out with being the best that you can be.
Eliza, I faked
Thank
my
you,
way
guys.
through it by altering logs.
But thank you everyone for showing up, and we appreciate your time here on the Pilot Review Show. Have a wonderful day here. We're going to call it here.
Thank you,
Thank you, Scott,
guys.
for the invitation.
Yeah, thank you, Odin. Learned a lot of things. And Scott.
Not a problem.
No problem. If you ever want to fly anytime I'm available, please, by all means, just drag me in. We'll go for a run. Just don't
Yeah,
bring Scott because he steals all the DPS and he just blows everything up quickly.
That's my
we
goal,
should
right?
do one run with just torpedo boat. It'll be fun.
We should. Hey, let's do it.
I haven't got my torpedo boat up up good enough to actually do enough damage yet. That's still only doing like 8k damage. I've been slacking.
Uh, I don't think so. What are you, level 30? Come on, Scott. I know you're better than that. Don't cheese me, man. No, that's SOB's job, not you.
Well, yeah, it is a brand new captain that came up from the Delta recruiting stuff, so. Alright. Those of you who are on Twitch, I'm going to continue streaming for a little while here. Those who are on YouTube, have a wonderful day. I'm going to stop broadcasting there. Definitely appreciate showing up, Odin. That was definitely nice having someone that knows what they're doing with torpedoes.